Are you feeling like you haven't achieved your goals and you're just not progressing really? Hopefully, what I have to say now is it's gonna help you think in a more positive light as to where you are in your journey and what you're really trying to achieve. So keep watching to find out more. I know I've said this before in posts about goals and how you can look at many different aspects of your journey to find that you have actually progressed. It's not just based on your weight or your measurements. It's also based on strength. It's based on your endurance as well. There are so many different factors that you can obviously assess by. But this is something that I thought would really be quite thought-provoking, because most people do get influenced by social media, and sometimes we just feel like, are we really getting anywhere at all? What's the point of all of this, right? No doubt fitness is for life, and that's something that we have to come to terms with. So there are no quick fixes, and there's no short-term possibility to be fit for life. If you do like a short-term stint of extreme exercise, it's not going to work. Your muscles will start to decrease in size and you will start to get weaker, obviously. Not like weak, super weak, but you will get weaker than you were when you were obviously continuously loading those muscles, or you will get slower if you stop running. You can't continue to get faster if you're not doing anything, because it's about repetition and pushing your body harder every time. So here's what I thought of, or what intel I can give you that will hopefully help you. Now with athletes, obviously, it's very easy as a coach to progress an athlete and to get athletes to do movements quickly, load their movements as well, because they already have that very strong foundation. But to me, it's a real win when I can get a regular, everyday person to move like an athlete. So obviously their goals are different. They don't want to be an athlete. But what I mean by that is, if you have an athlete and you ask them to do, or when I say athlete, what I mean is someone who has been conditioned and working out for a really long time, whatever that kind of workout might be, right? Depending on that, obviously they're very, very good with those movements. They're good. Their posture is good. Their core strength is good. All of these combined will eventually give them that mind-muscle connection as well. They would not have reached there otherwise. If it's a regular person who has not worked out in the past, or has not really been exposed to very structured programs, what happens is, obviously you've got to start from scratch, and getting that person to have that kind of posture like that of an athlete. They might not be running a race like an athlete, or playing basketball or football or something like a superstar, but if they can have that same posture, have that same kind of technique, it's getting the technique right, and then of course they have the potential to do whatever they want with it. But getting that posture and technique is also a big win, and people don't always look at that. So if you look at a simple squat, and obviously with a squat you have to get depth in your squat, which means that your glutes have to come down, your hips have to come down little bit below your knees, and also your back has to be straight. So you can't have like rounded shoulders and a rounded back. That is bad posture, because this would all be part of having a well-rounded, strong body, because you need to have strong enough upper body, you need to have strong enough core as well, and also lower body. So if you look at it, just a squat, and when your starting point, your squat is going to be all over the place. When you look at your squat, after a while of actually conditioning your body and having a very good program, you will see there's a massive difference in the squat position. It's not just about whether you've lost weight or whether you've lost inches, but it's just your posture and your technique. And because you have got that particular technique and posture, you will now be able to load your movements even further. What does this mean? It means that progression is much quicker. Once you get all of this down, the most important foundation bits, that's when you can really start to see massive changes. And for me, that's a big win. Just getting any client or any person to that point where they can do a push-up almost flawlessly, like even if it's just one rep, that they can do it perfectly. Whereas to start with, they couldn't even do a push-up. So that's already a massive win, that they can hold their push-up, they can hold their midsection, keep it straight in like a high plank position. They're not collapsing and overextending their back or overextending their hips and putting their butt in the air to compensate for that push-up. That perfect push-up is just so beautiful because it means that they have got perfect mind-body connection. They have connected their mind to their arms, to their midsection, so that means their core, their back, and their entire lower region as well. So from your glutes to legs also. The fact that they can lift their body with their arms also means that they've got good upper body strength. So this is just one example. And of course, if you did a push-up with a conditioned athlete already, or anybody who has been working out for a long time, it's going to be easy to ask them to do push-ups. And for them, it's just about scaling up. So if they can do 10 push-ups, you have to get them to the point where they can do 15 or 20 push-ups. That's about it. That's very easy. And that's something anyone can do. But when you're able to actually go from nothing to even one, that's when you know that you've really achieved something. So if you have got there, you haven't realized it yet, please pat yourself on the back, because that's already a fantastic achievement. And most people don't give it enough credit. I hope this is helpful. Eventually, majority of people who work out are regular people who don't have any aspirations to be an athlete. If at all, they might want to be a fitness enthusiast, and that's a fantastic thing to do also. But you also want to do things in a realistic manner. Realistically, you want to have good mind-body connection. You want to have good strength in your entire body, because that is what's going to take you forward in life and help you age better. I hope this was helpful, and hope it's given you a slight positive spin to everything else we see outside. And even if you're feeling down, it's going to lift you up. Keep moving and keep smiling. Take care.